Hello and welcome into Macon, Georgia. Central Georgia Technical College hosting here against Andrew. Andrew comes in 1-12, 0-12 in conference play. Central 1-12 and 1-11 in conference play. These two teams have had a rough go of it throughout their respective conference plays this season, and Andrew starting with the ball on the right-hand side of the floor. Blocked away by Juanisha Black, and Central getting a little momentum to begin. I'm Luke Winslow. Our cameraman today is Sam Wiggins. We'd like to thank you all for tuning in with us. Got a pretty interesting looking game ahead. There will be a series between these teams this week. Ball's out of bounds. So in terms of looking at what's on the line right now, you're playing for a spot in the conference standings right now, figuring out where you stand heading into the conference tournament. Three-pointer won't fall for Newton. Now Central setting up for their first offensive possession. But looking for a play in conference standings, if one of these teams sweeps between today and tomorrow, Andrew will host tomorrow. If one of these teams sweeps in the first two games, then they will get the higher spot heading into the conference tournament, and they will not have to play Wednesday. If the teams split, one team wins today, the other wins tomorrow, that means that we will have a game back at Central on Wednesday to decide who would take this spot. So if you're Central, you want to get off to a good start on your home floor. This year they've had some issues closing games, but had some very good starts lately in conference play. Jump ball called. Closing has been tough for this team. For Central, they've got 8 players on the roster right now that are active. 3 to come off their bench. Inbounded, and now the Titans working with it. Their lineup has Preston, Black, Brown, Hawk, and Anderson. Ivana Preston, step back 3 on the way. She drains it. That'll count. Preston has Central out to a 3-0 beginning. Top of the key, three-pointer. Wesley answers. Talia Wesley, sophomore forward, the best player for this Andrew team. When you look at the scouting report, Andrew gets started with Citra Newton, freshman point guard. But between Newton and Wesley, those are the players that really provide most of their offense. Ross passes it out. Brown, 16-foot J, won't fall. Here she is again, three-pointer. Wesley bricked away. Wesley will be pulling early and often. The Andrew offense runs through her. It's going to be important for Central on the defensive side to identify and immediately close out at every given opportunity. Brown finds an opening on the right side of the lane. Can't finish a layup. Brown, an offensive board, put back a little strong. Newton spins in the lane, chucks it off the glass. It won't go. Newton fouled by Brown. Newton is really the catalyst of this offense. Gets them in and out of their sets for Andrew. She'll get a couple of shots here coming off a rebound, put back attempt, and Brown just smacked her. Now Brown on the defensive side for Central is one of 5 players right now that have already decided on where they'll be going to play at the next level. The Central team will have quite a bit of turnover for next season. They could even lose their entire roster depending on how things shake out, who gets offers from where, who decides to move on to NAIA, NCAA ball. But for Central right now, it's 5 of their sophomores. We just had sophomore day back on Saturday. That was a fun doubleheader. Anderson's pass nearly picked off. She gets it back. Under 10 on the shot clock. Anderson goes up strong. She will head to the charity stripe. Anderson right now, one of those next level players for Central that has not yet decided on where she wants to go. She's going through a process, just being very thorough with it. Lately, especially the Division II and the NAIA schools have really been on her. She had some interest from some other places as well, but right now, according to head coach Antonio Harris, Anderson's getting a lot of hot interest from those D2s, NAIAs. And Central continuing to produce a good bit of talent here as the free throw is made. 5-3, the Titans extend their lead. Ball tipped away by Ross Anderson, moving out of bounds. Central will possess. Brown kicks outside. Black, good find. Anderson for 2. Juanisha Black has been a pleasant surprise and also probably the most improved player for the Central team this season. Moved into where she's now starting at the 5. Really known for her rebounding, but she'll contribute defensively. Score some points for you. She's gotten into double figures this season a few times. Brown scoops it up, unable to connect. Quick offensive possession for Central. Now Newton. Big opening in the middle of the floor. Foul called. No, wave it off. A travel. Far side referee is going to call a traveling violation before the shooting foul. Dinesha Brown steps off. Michaela Woods is into the game for the Titans. For Central defensively, maybe a bit of a miscommunication there, but able to get through it because of the travel call. Left a lot of the floor open for Newton. Woods thought about the 3. She is one of Central's better 3-point shooters in her position as a role player. Now Titans ball. Now just 9 seconds on the shot clock. Woods and Central having to move quickly as they swing it all the way around the horn. 4 to go. Ross puts it up and in. Haley Ross out of Fitzgerald, Georgia, knocking down the floater. 9-3 the score. Spin move from Wesley and a travel called. Back-to-back travels for the Andrew team. Now Central moving in the half court. The Central team does prefer a half court kind of game. Don't like to run too much. Black catch and she'll get it to fall off the window. Timeout called by Andrew. Their head coach is Kayla Moore. They're down 8. It's 11-3. 4:27 to go in the opening quarter. More coming on the Titan Broadcast Network. Andrew, the visitors, with it. Newton slashing inside, passes off. Wesley is able to finish. Talia Wesley, the 5'7" sophomore. Black in the corner. Good idea from Ross, looking for Anderson. Andrews able to steal it away. There was a window for that pass, but just came a little late. Andrews able to recover just in time. Three-pointer after a pick, now rebounded. Central making another defensive stop. Now, on the offensive side today, the Titans are 4 of 8, shooting 50%. Andrew just 2 of 8 from the field. And that's been the difference early on. For the Titans this season, they have struggled with shooting percentage. Sometimes been in anywhere from the high 20s to the low 30s, but want to be about 35 to 40%. Just some small adjustments like shooting a little bit better, which they have been doing towards the end of this season, will help them out. Wesley intercepts it, and a foul's called on Ross. Ross having to try to become a football defensive back on that ball. Substitution for Andrew, they bring in Noel Butts. That's Ross's first foul. Now it's an 11-5 score line. Andrew possessing. Newton, cross court, Wesley, corner three. Woods. One thing you'll notice for Central, 1 through 5 positions, almost everybody on the floor can handle the ball. In this lineup, you don't mind if anybody does. Anderson, baseline jumper goes. That is why Tamira Anderson is one of the most intriguing players on the Titans team. She can move it up and down in transition. Plays with a lot of energy, a lot of pace, and can shoot it well too. Baseline drive, blocked from behind. Ross got a piece of it. Central, left side three. Woods left it short. Getting into a transition game, Wesley. Euro step move for 2. Ross was trying to get back and set up to take a charge. Wesley quickly adjusted, and the good offense makes it now a 6-point game. Sadeja Price, one dribble, left elbow jumper, clatters off the rim. Andrew with 1:22 to go in the quarter. Good pass inside, layup doesn't fall. Ross trying to move quickly into the lane. Ellis with the rebound. Going coast to coast, she'll finish. Tamari Ellis showing off the athleticism. 13-9. Anderson spots up a 3. .30 seconds to play, about a 4-second difference between shot and game clock. Wesley taking advantage of some space, and a travel's called. Couple of travels going against her. 3 against the Andrew team early on, turning it over. Shot clock turned off, 20 seconds to go. Several substitutions for Andrew. Preston comes in for Central. She'll provide shooting. She is the go-to shooter for the Titans team this season. Ross with 8 seconds to go, charging through the defense off the back iron. Newton with 3 seconds to go, charging down the court. She will be fouled, counted and one. At the buzzer. Newton with the bucket. Preston picks up her first foul. With 0.3 seconds to go, Andrew can have a chance to pull it within one to finish off the first quarter. Newton hits the free throw, 3-point play. Now Central's got 0.3 seconds left. That'll be it for the opening quarter. 13-12 our score, and more coming up next on the Titans Broadcast Network. Well, the key for Andrew today has been trying to find Citra Newton and Talia Wesley. They have been able to do that in the first quarter. Wesley's got 7 points. Newton's got 3 on that 3-point play to finish off the quarter strong. Wesley gets it to go, fading away. It's another impressive shot made. Wesley's now up to 9 points on 4 of 6 shooting from the field. She'll carry this offense, and she has been early on. Black, Newton takes it away. A drive inside. Now Central moving it down the floor today. Tamira Anderson has led the team in scoring. 2 for 2 from the free throw line. A couple of field goals made. 6 points total. Looking for Black off on her. It'll be Andrew Ball. The Tigers bring in Tamari Ellis again. Ellis had that coast-to-coast drive and a layup made. She's one of their scorers that can come off the bench or come in anytime and give you a few points here and there. It's a pretty athletic team at the guard position. Ellis outside, 3-pointer on the way, good for Andrew. Second 3-pointer made of the day. That one it looks like came from Daria Green. Ross, right-handed layup, goes. Ross is not shy to take on defenders in the lane, but that time found an opening, had a one-on-one battle, and just got the better end of it. The Tigers up and extending their lead with a 3-pointer. Sarai Johnson. 5-point game now. Central's lost their lead in the early goings of this second quarter. It's been an 8-2 run to begin. Preston short. Couple of air balls on three-point attempts for Central. This ball a little strong, looking for Newton. Couple of substitutions for the Tigers here now on the defensive side. Central will bring Dynesha Brown in momentarily. Right now, Sakindra Pauk handling the ball. Pauk, bounce pass, corner three, in and out. Here comes Brown as Central is set to inbound. Brown replaces Preston. She can handle the ball very well. Brown will be going to play at the next level for Central. Pauk getting some pressure from Ellis in the backcourt. Anderson spins, puts it up. Trying to play a little with her back to the basket. Pauk trying to set up the offense. Brown, long two, won't go through. Brown, anytime she gets an opening for Central, will pop that shot. She is a good shooter, one of the better ones on the team. When they're looking for an offensive run, Dynesha Brown's a player to go to. When she doesn't have a good shot, she'll set up her teammates. It's one of her better attributes. That's why a lot of schools have been all over her in recruiting. Brown, floater for two. Dynesha Brown staying collected inside, one dribble, floats it up. Exactly what you want out of one of your sophomore leaders. Austin inside, one dribble off the glass, and Noelle Butts gets a finish. Anderson in the corner. Andrew can throw a lot at different teams on the defensive side. Just depends on the matchup. Preston jumping through a trap and a couple of shots coming ahead for her. Preston doing a good job getting into the rack. Central's a guard-oriented team. They're athletic overall. Preston's been a big part of that this season. Wesley and Newton come back in for the Tigers. Six players have scored for Andrew already through 14 minutes almost of basketball. Preston hits it. 4-point game. Newton crashing into the lane, spin move, high off the glass, doesn't go. Brown with a defensive rebound, passing up ahead. Anderson. Pauk has it in the corner. She's been hesitant to shoot the three today. Preston, Euro step called for a travel. Preston had a good look to the basket, just got her feet moving a little too quickly. But you do have to like the aggressive attacking mentality from Preston on that play. Seeing an opening, immediately trying to hit the crease. They're going to fix the shot clock. They need to add a second to it, it looks like. They're allowing some substitutions here. Pauk will come off for Central. Pass nearly intercepted. It was tipped out of bounds. It'll be off Andrew. Central ball. Coach Harris told me in the game plan today, Central will be looking to apply some pressure. Not a ton of pressure because they've only got 8 players total, 3 off their bench. But they'll look to press a little here and there to try to catch Andrew off guard, force a few turnovers to try to get runs going. Black nailed from behind, foul against Johnson. 2 shots coming for Black. Talked about Black being the most improved player for the Central team this season. Come a long way. One of the areas she's improved most has been free throw shooting. After Black hits both, a 2-point game. Newton taking on the entire Central defense in the lane. Unable to get it high off the window. Took on 4 players with a 5th one coming there. Newton still almost made it. Here's Brown. Brown, 10-footer goes. Danisha Brown today, 2 of 6 from the field, 4 points. All coming recently. Looks like a block there. That shot came short from Butts. Juanisha Black with a good closeout for Central. Brown spinning. Look at that move and a finish. Central on a run. Up to 24-22. Black trying to rip it away. Andrew Ball. The officials conferring at half court. Gonna reset the shot clock. 4:06 to go until halftime. Both teams are shooting exactly 9 for 22 from the field. Very close one here. Tipped out of bounds. Andrew will inbound. These are the 2 teams at the bottom of the GCAA, part of the NJCAA. Central packing in the paint on the defensive side here. Tipped away by Danisha Brown. Anderson. Ross trying to go up with it, and she won't make it. Ross backtracking, takes it from Newton. Picking her pocket. Now Central, a 3-on-1 battle. Anderson gets it to fall from the left side. Wesley. Butts, one dribble, blocked by Anderson. Tipped away, Ross able to get the handle back on it, foul called. Four-point game. Central will inbound on the far sideline. Central making a couple of subs. Getting close here to halftime. You, of course, want to finish strong, head into the half with some momentum. Anderson. Brown. Well, both teams battling for the first win of the month for their squad. Shot long. This will be an intense one, likely going down to the finish here. It's been a good first half of play. The shooting for both of these teams has not been bad. Woods for three. Wesley, as she was almost in double figures in the first quarter. Long two-pointer, nothing but net. And Coach Harris not happy about that one. You might be able to see him from our camera shot on the bench. Just gave a big shrug motion, put his arms in the air like you've got to identify Wesley. Central cannot give her an inch of space in transition. That's the game plan today. Or really an inch of space to shoot, period, of course. Brown spots up. We've got an over-the-back foul against Anderson. Good rebounding effort, just not in the position to go up and make that play over the top of one of Andrew's defensive rebounders. Tadeja Price comes in for Brown. Inside 2 minutes, Wesley's fouled. On the floor, it'll go on Tadeja Price. Wesley, 16-foot J goes through. There she goes again, back-to-back possessions with 2-pointers behind that 15-foot free throw line. When we say she can hit from all over the floor, we mean it. One of the better individual players in the entire GCAA. Showing up today. Pauk, jump stop, goes up with it. Wesley lays it up ahead for Ellis. Quick shot coming off the, it's banked home. Off the glass from Sarai Johnson. So Johnson with a couple of buckets in the first half. Over the head of Price. Andrew forcing Central to make a long inbounds pass, and Anderson takes it right back away. And turns it right back over. For Central in general, you're looking here as you head into the second half to adjust, and some of the unforced errors are things that if you clean up, you'll be able to get a good lead on the Andrew team today. Andrew and Central both letting their opponents stick around. Price with a block. A second chance attempt. Anaya Austin for 2. Tipped away from Anderson. Wesley, after making the defensive effort, left it short. Pauk, 3 on the shot clock. Woods, a dribble. She won't be able to get one off. Central's got to be getting that shot on that last possession, but they trail by 4 going into halftime. 30-26 our score. Andrew ahead, heading into the half with the lead here in Macon, Georgia. I'm Luke Winstel. We've got a halftime show coming featuring Athletic Director Rory Bradley for the Titans. We'll have him on. Looking forward to hearing from him and more on your halftime show from Macon. Audio check. Mic check. Audio check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. Welcome back into Macon, Georgia. I'm Luke Winstall, joined by Athletic Director here for Central Georgia Technical College, Dr. Rory Bradley. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you. So my first question for you as the Athletic Director here, can you take us through kind of what your day-to-day has been like, what it's like here with the basketball and the cross-country programs?
Sure. So, junior college, most programs you'll see around 6 sports is kind of the average. So we have 4. So we're real busy from November through March trying to get through basketball. Then it slows up for us. This year with COVID, it's been a little bit more because, if we have a positive test, we're shutting things down. If another team cancels, we're trying to reschedule. So overall, it's been a different year, just as busy. Most of our kids are online this season, so the building doesn't seem to be as active normally. Certainly the crowds haven't been as big, so it's been a different year. And then hopefully if we add some programs down the line, things will get busier.
Definitely. Now, what does it take into where we have crowds in the stadium, we're having games here in 2021? What did it take for you to get to this point?
For us, we're not averaging, 500 people a game. Our arena seats about 600 and some change. So we had to get down percentage-wise to 20% of that. That was marking seats and that kind of thing. If we thought we had a game coming up where we were going to have a lot more people than that, the school would have to kind of reserve seats. Overall, though, it's just a lot more cleaning. A lot more areas where you can't sit. You can't have anybody behind the benches, for instance. And you can't go down to talk with the players. Family has to wait upstairs or wait outside the building. So it's just a lot more planning as far as where people are and where they're supposed to be. But before all this stuff started, before we knew we were going to have fans, there was some concern that we might not have any at all. So we kind of talked through it and determined that having some fans was a good idea.
Definitely. Well, in the athletics department, who are some of the people that have been instrumental in working with you to get the 4 sports up and running this season during the pandemic?
Well, the coaches have been great. They've been asked to do a lot more than normal. And for them too, they all have families. So, if something pops up, they may have to quarantine at home away from their families. It's it's a lot to take on daily, when you're going to work, and you're not a frontline worker in the way a doctor is, but you are in the way a teacher is. And so you kind of put things at risk health-wise all the time, and the kids have kind of formed their own quarantine, their own bubble. Other than that, our administration's been great. Dr. Craig Jackson, Dr. Bruce Foster. Our trainer, Brittany Goodling, she's been fantastic. She has to check out forms from officials, and her role's changed a lot. Mr. Ronnie Chester runs my concession stand. He's always awesome. All my game day staff, it didn't take a lot of, we didn't have to sit around and talk people into doing it, but them coming out here and helping us get games, we couldn't do games without them. And they don't get rich off of this. So for them to be here, we're able to have games, and I certainly appreciate everybody who makes this possible.
Well, now I'm curious for you overall as the athletic director at Central, from when you started to where you are now, what's one of the places where the program's come the farthest? What's one of the things that has really changed most since you've been here?
Probably men's basketball is competed on a national level now. I mean, when you win the league 3 years in a row and you're going to the national tournament, you are a national program in junior college athletics. So, they're not a flash in the pan. Cross country winning their first championship this past year. That program is really starting to recruit the whole state of Georgia now, just not locally. Which has been great, and we've had local kids have some great success. We had a kid from one of our local high schools recently. He went off and signed with a 4-year school. So men's basketball, though, probably set themselves apart from everybody in that aspect of winning. Probably the most successful we've had across all programs is graduation. We're graduating kids and moving them on at a high level, and for us, that's probably the biggest thing where we started and where we are now. Close to 80 kids now over our going into our 11th year. So every year, most of your sophomores are either graduating or moving on to a 4-year.
Definitely. Well, the athletics program under your leadership and with all the people you've been working with has come a long way, but for you, this is your last year here at Central. So reflecting back, what have some of your favorite memories been?
Yeah, so I'm moving on to a different role at college, and the college will announce my replacement soon. Just more family time for me was kind of the driving factor, and 11 years in one place can be a lot. So I'm looking forward to still serving students in a different role. Probably the most fun for me was in 2014, go to the national tournament. It was the program had just started in 2010. The thought that we could be there at that level was nuts. I mean, people were like, y'all are going to the national tournament. And we're looking out in the stands, and at the time, you had Bruce Weber at Kansas State. Paul Hewitt at the time was at, I still think was at Georgia Tech. I mean, there was just Division I coaches everywhere. And we were in this environment where we were, at this time, they didn't have like NJCA TV really like it is now, a little bit more of a lot more homes. Streaming wasn't as big. But, we were all across the country, all across the world. You could watch CGTC play that night. And that was a really great experience. We drove the bus, which we'll never do again. They fly now. But we took the bus all the way from Georgia to Kansas.
Wow.
I don't recommend that to anybody.
No.
But, yeah, that's one memory that really, really sticks out for me. Is that, and then probably the one of the first ones is when we first started, we played our home games at Wesleyan College, and they had these big stairs that you had to get up to the gym and get down and up. And we had somebody in our economic development department at the time who was doing my music for me, so he brought his own speakers. And loading those things up and down the stairs was not fun. And I just remember thinking, do I want to do this the rest of my life? And so, that's just kind of how far we've come to being in this building. But those are two memories that stick out of where we started and where we are now.
That's for sure. Well, now how will you reflect back on your time at Central? What are some things that will come to mind when you look back at your time?
Kids graduating, kids moving on to 4 years, just everything. Every little thing you have your handprint on, from our website to, even just looking at a uniform. I mean, everything was kind of started from scratch. Then we merged colleges with Middle Georgia Tech and kind of molded everything together. All that stuff, just having your handprint on every little detail, I think, is something I'll remember. And hopefully the program continues to grow, and I can look on it proudly and say, we kind of helped start that thing, and I hope it goes to new heights.
Most definitely. Well, Dr. Bradley, thank you for joining me, and good luck with your future.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We are back in action here. Central taking on Andrew. We thank you all for rejoining us here back from halftime. Great talking with Dr. Bradley. He will be moving on to a different role at the college, but we will miss him here in athletics, no doubt about it. It'll stay with Central. And of course, for all of you watching, Dr. Bradley was the driving force for trying to start this live stream program here at Central. Got us some great equipment, got everything going, so very grateful for him. And of course, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here talking about these teams. Really good game to begin. Anderson goes up short. Ross, deep three as the shot clock expires. Big time shot for the Titans here. Now they trail by 4. Left side 3. Now Central trying to press in transition. For Andrew, right now shooting 47% from the field. 4 of 8 from 3 has been the highlight for them through the first half, including the first couple of minutes of this quarter. Anderson, corner, didn't get it. She's been a little off on her shot today. Overall for Andrew, it's pretty obvious, but the big takeaway is Wesley in the first half. She's, wow. Yeah, standing at 16 points now, 7 of 9 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. Looking like an absolute all-star in this game. Outside of Talia Wesley, Sarai Johnson's got a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer for 5 points to be second on the team. But outside of Wesley and Johnson, the team's got a lot of every player except for one has scored for Andrew, but the majority of those points, 21 of 33, have come from the top 2 scorers. We will be looking for Citra Newton to get more involved in the scoring here. She did have a few assists in the first half. Her layup attempt just off the mark. Anderson pulls up and drills it. There's a good one for Tamara Anderson. She's had a couple of baseline jumpers today. Those have been good. The 3-point shots have been a little tougher. But she'll find a way to contribute. That's been a big talking point for Central, a coaching point, as Wesley is not able to hit. Central's been focused on, okay, what are you doing when you're not on the ball? Ross shooting a couple. Blocking foul on Wesley. That's her second. But for Central, it's all about what are you doing when you don't have the ball, when you're not scoring. How can you contribute? Can you rebound? Can you play defense? What other ways can you get involved in the game? And as simple as that sounds for Coach Harris, it's been a big talking point of, hey, you will get where you want to go, and you don't have to get there just by scoring. There's a lot of ways to move on to whatever goals you have in basketball, whether it's being an all-conference player or moving on to a higher league, the next level. The key for these teams, especially these 2-year schools, is sometimes teaching that you don't have to be the star or the big scorer. As long as you're contributing, coaches will notice. And for Central, a lot of coaches have been taking notice of the squad and the talent that is here in Macon. Out of bounds off of Butts, and Central will take over down 2. Little ISO one-on-one. Anderson 16 feet away. Foul called. Central with Preston and Anderson trying to go after Wesley. But a note to all of you tuning in, we do live stream every home men's and women's basketball game here on the CGTC Athletics YouTube page. If you'd like to see it, please subscribe, like for more content. Brown with another block, gets out of bounds, and Central ball. His last touch by Butts. And please be sure to follow on social media at CGTC Athletics. All kinds of live coverage and updates coming over there as well. That ball tipped off of Ellis. Here's Central taking it out. 5:47 to go in the third. Preston left around to pick. Preston for three. Black fighting for it. She commits a foul. Newton and Black were going after it. Now what we have seen from Newton at the point guard spot is pretty much what we expected. She's an athletic player. She can get to the rim very well. Had 3 assists in the first half, really creates for her teammates. Wesley left side. She's been hot early in this game, but her past couple of shots have not been going. They stop play. It should be a jump ball. Yep, jump ball called. Possession arrow pointing the way of Central. Central moving it around the horn. Looking for some offensive efficiency to try to lend a hand in their comeback in the second half. Second quarter was not favorable to the Titans team. Tied up for a jump ball, and the Andrew Tigers are very happy about that defensive possession. It was a good effort as a team to crowd Central, make them have to move around. That forced the error. Newton, long 2 off the rim. Here's Preston. Ross for 3. Wave it off. Foul's on the floor. Now Brown to take it out. Brown was impressive early in the season, especially in Central's first win. Got above the 20-point mark, and she is a candidate to do that pretty much every time out. She can hit shots off balance better than most anybody that we've seen at this level. Especially this season. Brown's been one of the players where sometimes she'll make a shot and you say, man, how'd she do that? And here's one. Oh, almost got it to go. Brown going to the line for a couple. That would have been one of those, how did she make that shot? Scooping, getting fouled. You probably heard it on our microphone, but she got smacked so hard you could probably hear that a few cities over. She really got nailed. Now, if you take a look at the scoreboard in the bottom left corner, you'll see Central in the bonus here for the remainder of the third quarter. Brown drills the first. And of course, when you talk about her being a good shooter, her 3 free throw shooting is also a strength. And as I say that, she misses the second. It's a 1-point game. Wesley, Newton. And a travel called. Referees have been pretty tight on the extra steps tonight. Central in a half-court set. Anderson outside. Baseline drive and a travel called. Travels each way. Anderson helped up by Wesley. Good sportsmanship under the basket. One thing you look at between these teams is the Andrew squad is about half freshmen, half sophomores overall. But for Central, it's all sophomores except for one, as that shot's not going to go. Just a little unlucky there from Wesley. Preston drive off a pump fake. She'll get it to fall. 34-33 with a little over 3 to play in the third. We had a feeling coming in this could be a tightly contested game, and it's proven to be everything as advertised. Left side, blocking foul called. That'll go against Central. Ross is maybe not the happiest camper about that call. And that will send Daria Green to the line. Butts coming back in for Ellis. Butts now on the floor for the Andrew team. A couple of free throws upcoming. After missing the first, here's Green for the second free throw. Andrew today has not taken many free throws, but when they have, they've been 5 of 11. Not a great number in terms of free throws. Part of the reason we're tied. Central today has been 60% from the stripe. Pauk couldn't get it. Good defense from Wesley, standing strong. Andrew likes it in the half court. They don't like to run, but today we've seen them run maybe more than we expected. But in the half court, Newton, razzle, dazzle, a layup after a spin move. That is one of the more dynamic plays we have seen today on the offensive side. A foul called as Preston slashes down the right side of the lane. Preston's first clatters in. Today, Ivana Preston 2 of 4 from the field. She's hit some free throws as well. 6 points. Make it 7 after that one. Now 8. So you're looking at this lineup for Central. You've got Tamira Anderson, Ivana Preston, Haley Ross, and Dynesha Brown. All having 7 points or more, with Anderson being the one in double figures. 4 of 9 from the field. She's got 10. This is a balanced offense for Central. Wesley, on the other hand, for this Andrew team, has 16 points of their 36. It'll be Central ball. 7 players have scored for Andrew. For Central, you've got 4 players over 7 points. Pretty much everybody getting involved in this game, especially in the starting lineups. Anderson almost got trapped. Six on the shot clock. Anderson turning. Not a bad look. Pauk on the follow. Gets it to go. Kendra Pauk with a very useful and timely play to put Central up for the first time since the early second quarter. Wesley, nice pass inside, layup strong. Anderson corrals it. Central out to run. Woods, right side, easy bucket. Michaela Woods, one of those players for Central that seemingly always takes care of business when given the opportunity, shows up strong. Anderson called for that foul. Well, you might be able to hear it here. The whole bench for Central saying she was just standing there. True. The contact was initiated by the offense. Anderson just standing there on the midcourt line, so not an easy call to make if you're an official. Even though Anderson didn't have her feet set, it's an interesting one. Wesley, 10-footer. Two-point game. Central looking to extend their lead heading into the fourth quarter, and Sakindra Pak is able to do just that. Pak was a little hesitant to shoot in the first half, it seemed, especially from three-point range, but now getting more involved on the offensive side. It's a pleasant sight for the Titans team. Foul on the shot from Butts. 15 seconds left in the third, so just a shade over 10 total minutes to play in this one. It'll come down to the wire. For both teams, of course, every game from here on out is a must-win. Trying to get the higher seed in conference play. When you look at the GCAA overall, Georgia Highlands is 14-1. They've got the best women's team and maybe the best men's team as well in the conference. South Georgia Tech is second, 13-2. East Georgia is third. Albany Tech fourth. Central Georgia Tech is fifth as they're 1-11 in the conference. Andrew is 0-12 in conference play. And so they come in sixth. Substitution. Butts comes out, Green in. This game for fifth place in the conference standings in the overall series as Anderson drills one from outside. Three-pointer for Central. 6-point lead. Last second shot from Wesley won't go. 45-39 our score. More coming around the corner on the Titan Broadcast Network. 10 to play. March basketball. Always fun to watch. LSU's going at it right now, I believe, in the NCAA tournament. But men's and women's tournaments for the NCAA in March are really good. There's a chance we'll see a few of these players on the floor in March Madness in the future. Preston a little long on the layup. Jump ball called. Possession arrow will favor Andrew. But when you look overall, you've got the GCAA finishing up play this week. On Wednesday, it'll conclude. Possibly Tuesday. But then you head into your conference tournament for the GCAA. Then you say, okay, well, you've got the NJCAA. That's the National Junior College Tournament coming. That'll be their edition of March Madness, but because of the delayed schedule, probably to be played in April. The last shot was made by Butts, I believe. 45-41. So it's getting to be tournament time in the junior college ranks. Of course, it is delayed this season because of COVID. A little later than normal as Anderson just short on the three, tipped away. Short shot. Wesley again, counted and one. All right, as Wesley was beginning to go cold, she heats up again, and Central has got to find an answer for her if they want to have a shot today. Wesley is running wild. She's now got 20 points, 20 out of her team's 43. As the free throws hit, it's a 1-point game. Preston. Anderson airmails it out of bounds. A tough play. The hard part for Anderson today is she's had some good ideas and she's been trying to create for Central. She's one of the more dynamic, if not the most dynamic player on the team in terms of trying to create some big passes and big plays. She was looking cross court there. I think maybe the intended target of that pass zigged instead of zagged, and it airmailed out of bounds. Here's Anderson with it, moving in transition. 1-point game, tossed into the air. Black just stepped out of bounds. For Central, maybe you have to wonder if it's time to settle into the half court for a possession or two whenever you get the ball back next. Just try to settle down your team, maybe bring in a substitution or two. Butts goes up. Brown, I'm a little surprised didn't get called for a foul there. We're going to have a foul on the offense. It'll be Central ball. I thought Brown might have gotten a little too much contact on the shot there, but the officials letting him play down low. So now after the offensive foul, which they're saying was called on Butts according to the scoreboard, her second foul. In a 1-point game, here is Central settling into the half court. Yeah, it looked like they just need to get into a set and try to get comfortable again on offense. Anderson, right wing three. There it is. Anderson knocks it down. She'd been off earlier, but now she looks much more like herself with 13 points. That's her first of 4 3-point attempts made. Three-pointer trying to answer, I should say. Jump ball, Central ball. Central coming up with a couple of stops. They've widened out to a 4-point lead, but you're going to need much more than that to feel comfortable over an Andrew team that has really felt like an even match today. These two teams about even overall when you look at not just records but stats. Overall, probably the level of play in general this season has been very similar. And this is one of those series that was supposed to be played much earlier in the year, but because of COVID, we did not have those games against Andrew. 4-point game. So they're being made up now. You have to make it up. The conference needs to know where everybody stands here. They've got 6 women's teams that'll be in the tournament. I believe the way it's structured is 1 versus 6, 2 versus 5, and 3 versus 4. You got to figure out who's going to play the 1 seed, and that's what this series will decide. Loser plays the 1 seed, winner plays the 2, as far as I know, in terms of the GCAA women's bracket. Here's the press break for the Titans. Woods, after a pump fake, has it nearly stolen away. Jump ball, it'll go to Andrew anyways. The positive part of that is now the possession arrow will flip back to Central. Ellis, bounce pass, blocked away by Black. She came flying in to knock that one off the floor. Mitchell inbounds. Wesley working on a pair of defenders. Ellis loads it up. Out of bounds, that'll be Central ball. Anytime the ball hits the top of the backboard or any of the wiring, framework, all of that, it's out of bounds. 4-point game, under 7 to play. Coach Harris calls a timeout. Central's going to have to break a press from Andrew. They haven't seen a lot of pressure today. You want to make sure you stay composed, and when you do get down, it's a matter of, do you want to try to push and play in transition, play in the half court? All that strategy to be discussed by Coach Harris in the huddle. More coming on the Titans Broadcast Network. Thank you all for joining us. Central with it. Again, we're looking at an intense ending. There's nothing more that you can ask for here. March basketball, conference play, out of bounds. Andrew to inbound. And for the Titans, defensively, they've got to try to neutralize Tiana Wesley best they can. They want to apply a lot of ball pressure on the point guards here. Out of bounds, that's off of Newton. And Newton's one of those guards that you have to press along with Wesley. Make it tough on him. Now every possession looms large. Both teams have been prone to turnovers. You can't have that down the stretch here. The team that plays a cleaner game in terms of turnovers and free throws generally wins in these situations, of course. Foul called. The team will generally win, and today flip a coin as to who that could be. Both teams have been even in just about every stat category. When I look down at our live stat book today, there's nothing jumping off the page except for the individual numbers. Talia Wesley, 21 points, and then Tamira Anderson for Central has got 16. Inside Woods. Black chucking it back up and in. Juanisha Black now with 6 points on the day. Ellis trying to make a strong pass. Hawk, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Rebound Black again. She didn't get it that time. 6-point game. Central's in a good position at home, but to close out, which is something, again, they have struggled with, you've got to make sure that the Tigers don't hang around. It starts on the defensive side. Wesley, foul, and let's see if they count the basket. Looks like they will. Yep. Count it for Wesley. They gave her a little bit of continuation there. Now headed to the stripe for one. Wesley got fouled and fought through the contact to hit the shot. Now it'll be a one-possession game. That's a whole different ball game after Tiana Wesley takes care of business, up to 24 points on the day. 9 rebounds, too. She's about a double-double. Now, Tamara Anderson is also 1 rebound away from a double-double on the Central side. So Anderson today is not wanted to be outshined by Wesley. Anderson's really come to play for the Titans. She's been the factor that's kept him in the game. Foul called. Sometimes for Central, I've sat up here calling the game and wondered if really what would help the team is if someone stepped up into a superstar type of role. Getting 15, 20 points a game here and there, or overall consistently. But Tamira Anderson has been the star of the show today. Timeout called by Coach Harris, a 3-point game. 50-47 our score. More coming ahead. You are watching junior college basketball. Out of the timeout, Central and Coach Harris has had time to get that whiteboard out and draw up a play. Here's Ross clanging off the iron on a 3-point attempt. Foul called. It'll stay right here. So Kendra Park got nailed. Ellis also limping off. As soon as the contact was made between Ellis and Park, the referee said something to Ellis about, I appreciate that sportsmanship, so credit to Ellis. I didn't quite catch what it was, if she was trying to help Sakindra in some form or fashion. I think might have been trying to help her up or make sure that she was all right. So obviously contact, but of course not a dirty play. Commendable from Ellis. Now Park is getting treatment on the sideline. Shot clock under 10. Woods, corner. Well, not the look that you want coming out of a timeout. Wesley dumps it off, assisting to her teammate. I think it might have been Johnson who made that. Now, on the other side, Preston, floater, got it. It was actually Mitchell who made the layup on the last possession for Andrew. Wesley finding a teammate again. Preston takes it away. 3-point game. Central hanging on to the lead, but not by much. Preston around a pick. Pick and roll. Wanisha Black, too much on the layup. For Central, you have to wonder if sometimes when they get down in the lane, they've been rushing their shots. They're going to say that was all ball, but it sounded like there was a little slap on the wrist there. Wesley almost got it to go. She'll be headed to the line for a couple. Correction here, the number 1 and 2 seeds in the GCAA tournament have byes. It's 3 versus 6 and 4 versus 5. So thank you to the GCAA Sports Network for the correction there. Appreciate all of you tuning in. 3-point game, Wesley at the line. First free throw made. Well, she will clearly be the player of the game for Andrew today. She'll make it a 1-point ball game after knocking those down. "25 points for Talia Wesley. Wesley's been 10 of 15 from the field as well. Foul called. Central was looking for Brown to try to get her a shot in the lane. Brown now headed to the free throw line after she was fouled. She'll get 2 shots. Here we are with Brown. First free throw goes. Now she will be continuing her collegiate career at Southern Wesleyan. Offensively, she can score with anybody, makes great passes, and a lot of times in systems, that's what coaches will look for at the college level. She also can handle the ball well, and that's been very helpful to her in terms of her recruitment and coaches being interested in her. She can play on the ball or off the ball. Wesley, she makes it look easy. Another layup, just going right around a defender. Doesn't matter to her. Two and a half to go. Pauk almost got a good touch shot. Black fouled on the way to the rim. Black at the free throw line. Her first will go. Timeout called by Andrew. That's in between the free throws. 54-53 our score. The Titans ahead. More coming on the Titan Broadcast Network. Here is Black for her second free throw. Black's got 7 points today, one of 5 players for Central over 7. In and out of the hands of Ross and Andrew Ball. Andrew's got a shot to threaten. Well, if you're Central, I think it's pretty obvious what you need to do. Maybe just lock arms around Talia Wesley and just make sure she doesn't get the ball. Just put all 5 players in the circle around her. Joking, of course, but you at least have to double team at times. Newton, a reverse layup. That's where Newton can hurt you. As soon as you start to focus on Wesley, you saw the defense shift towards the front end, looking for her, and then on the backside, Newton's open for the shot. Brown thought about the 3. Central moving deeper into the shot clock on this possession. A blocking foul. Titans ball, taking it out. Well, that would have been a huge momentum shift had that been a charge call. The road team already leading. Tigers bring in a substitution. Ellis comes back in after that injury. Not necessarily an injury, but she limped off, and she's all set now. Minute 41 to go. Free throws for Anderson. I said taking it out, but it's a couple of free throws after that foul, of course, because Central is in the bonus. Anderson unable to hit on both. And Central not able to make use of their opportunity to take the lead. Newton taking on a pair of defenders, fouled on her way. Fouls against Ross. That'll be Ross's 4th foul. Have to watch out here. She's got 7 points for Central. Good contributor on the offensive side today. But she is 1 away from being out of here. Of course, there's under 90 seconds to play, but still something to be mindful of because the Titans need her on the floor on the offensive side. And the first free throw is hit by Citra Newton. Newton, a 5'6" freshman. Short on the free throw. It'll be Central ball. That's a tough call to make, and of course, you see how Andrew reacted. They thought it would be theirs. All their players in the backcourt were pretty upset about that one. Now, a 2-point game within 1 possession for the Titans. You've got to strike quickly, though. Ross going up with it. Foul called. Ross at the free throw line with a chance to tie. 75 seconds to go. Foul's called against Wesley. And this is where things get interesting because that is Wesley's 4th foul. Again, there's not much time left, but you can't have Wesley foul again. Ross hits it. One thing that's impressive for Andrew is when Wesley is getting a lot of attention from the Central defense, Andrew has a lot of role players and a lot of players around her that will be able to score and score at a pretty efficient rate as they have today. Just 1 free throw made, so Central does trail here. Here's Wesley. But Andrew's had a lot of different people step up today, from Citra Newton to Noelle Butts all the way to Sarai Johnson, who had those 5 points in the first half. Daria Green as well. Newton inside, can't finish. Had a decent look, but was not able to get it. Anderson looking to put her team ahead. It rolls off the rim. Black back up with it. Unlucky shot. It's on the deck. Brown can't get it to go either. Jump ball. It'll be Central possession. The Central missing 3 layups that could potentially put them ahead, but they're still able to have the ball. Coach Harris is going to call a timeout. There it is. 37 seconds to go, and his team looking to get composed here. You've got to hit a shot to get the lead, or at least get to the free throw line. 37 seconds left. More coming here from Macon. Here we go, everybody. Strap in. We've got quite the finish ahead. Swatted out of bounds, Central ball. But strap in. This will get wild. Preston. Dynesha Brown dribbling, going up. She is fouled. That might be it for Wesley. If that goes on 24. Nope, it will not go on 24. It'll be the third foul on number 12. That's Mitchell. Well, here's Dynesha Brown. She's got a chance to give Central the lead. 29 seconds to go. She can tie here with the first free throw, of course. And she will not. Best the Titans can do is tie. There is no shot clock here. It's turned off. So Andrew can make things interesting, no matter what happens on this free throw. Dynesha Brown, short, missing both free throws. An immediate foul as Brown put it up and in. That'll be a foul called on Wanisha Black. She is pleading her case with the official on the right side of your screen. That is 2 shots coming here. Mitchell, the sophomore forward, to take them. It's going to be 2 shots here. It'll be a 1-possession game for Central when they get the ball back no matter what. But this scenario is wild. Mitchell hits the first. Both free throws made. Andrew converting, Lates from the charity stripe. 58-55 our score, 27 to play. There is no shot clock. Central needs a 3 to tie. All the action coming up next on the Titans Broadcast Network. Well, we are really set for some action here. Central needs a 3 to tie. Today, from the 3-point line, Tamara Anderson's been 2 of 5. She might be the one you look for, or Ivana Preston. But 27 seconds to go. There is no shot clock. Just play out these final seconds. Ross going for a quick layup. Counted and one. Whoa. I told you to strap in. This is going to be an interesting finish here. Ross hit it. Now, if she can make the free throw, we'll be tied at 58, and there's loads of time left, too. That was a quick 2 from Central. You have to assume that Coach Harris drew that up. You give it to Ross, one of your best drivers. Now, that'll be 5 fouls on Butts. Butts is fouled out. Daria Green comes in her place. One free throw. Could we get a 3-point play out of Haley Ross? No, we can't. Black with an offensive rebound. She goes to put it back up. Anderson for the lead. She's got it. Tamira Anderson, Central up 1. Newton off the window. She'll get it to fall. 11.4 seconds to go. Coach Harris calls a timeout with 11 left. It is a 1-point game. What a fascinating finish to this game. After the timeout, more coverage coming. You are watching junior college basketball in Georgia. Well, if you're Central, you might be a little disappointed on that last defensive possession. Newton went coast to coast defensively. You got to stop the ball. And Central did not stop the ball. Newton went all the way down the floor and put her team up 1 now. We stand in the timeout. Coach Harris talking it over with the officials. He's clearly given them something to think about. I don't know if it has to do with clock or what we're looking at here, but the officials have talked over whatever they need to talk about, and Central comes back out. Samira Anderson put Central ahead. Newton put Andrew ahead on the following possession. Here's Ross, under 10 seconds to go. Central's got to get a quality look. Ross for 3. Preston with the rebound, 1 second, chucks it up off the window, and that'll do it. Will that shot count? No. That last second shot from Anderson will not count. That will do it. They wave off the attempt. Andrew takes the victory here in Macon. Well, I'm sure somebody will be checking out our stream on that one, but it looked to me to be the right call. If you want to rewind and look at it for yourself, of course. But that'll be all from Macon, Georgia. Andrew comes away with a conference win. It is their first of the year. 60-59 final. Thank you to Sam Wiggins, our cameraman. I'm Luke Winstall. Thank you for your support. Central will go on win Tuesday to play against Andrew, and if Central were to win tomorrow, we would be playing back here on Wednesday. That game would be broadcast 6 o'clock against Andrew in Macon, if needed, only if Andrew wins tomorrow at home. Thank you again all for tuning in. We appreciate your support throughout this season for the men's and women's team. We look forward to bringing you more content